Ohio. We're high on Ohio. These stories inform and inspire through the words of people who make Ohio home. Good news and good ideas, identifying and acknowledging the excellence that is all around us. This is Gene Krebs, and on behalf of the Center for Community Solutions, we're high on Ohio. We're here today interviewing Lisa Patt-McDaniel, who is the Director of Community Development at the Ohio Capital Corporation for Housing. And when I say Ohio Capital Corporation for Housing, I should really be saying Ohio Funding Corporation for Housing, because it's capital not like in Columbus.
That's correct.
So, Lisa, first of all, thank you very much for agreeing to do the show, and tell us a little bit about how did you fetch up here in this position, so much power and everything, because as we go around Ohio and interview these thought leaders, for the youth in Ohio, they're just basically mystified. How did you just roll out of bed one day and become this very important person? So what happened and how did you get here?
My goodness, when you put it that way. So I chose to have a public service vocation for my career. And I started out working in state government, and I spent the majority of my time for the state of Ohio at the Ohio Department of Development, working in community development, economic development, and workforce development. And I had the opportunity in the last administration to become the director of the Department of Development, and something I never could have foreseen when I started 20 years previously, and but a great opportunity. And when the administration changes, so does the cabinet. And so I left the Ohio Department of Development, and I came here to be the Director of Community Development. And what Ohio Capital Corporation does is we're a financial intermediary to develop affordable housing. So everybody here is focused on developing affordable housing. And what I do is work on the policy around the development of communities and neighborhoods, especially where we have investments, and work on state policy that further helps our partners to create livable communities that are sustainable for the long term here in Ohio.
The whole time I've known you, which has been for some time, a long time, but I've always regarded you as one of the top handful of experts in Ohio on community development, and there's not a whole lot of you out there. You talked a little bit about economic development, a little bit about workforce, but for Bobby and Betty Buckeye, they may not be that familiar with community development. So what is community development, and why is it an economic driver?
So community development, when you're sitting in your home as Betty Buckeye, and you look out your door, and you have infrastructure to drive on, and you have sidewalks to walk around your community, and you have people of all different income levels having appropriate housing. You have companies, retail establishments, maybe manufacturing. All of these things help to create the community that you live in. And community development is essentially making sure that the infrastructure is in place, and infrastructure broadly, not just the streets and the sidewalks, the water and the sewer, but broadly to make sure that everybody can be supported in making a living, having an education, living in a house, and operating in the economy of the United States, essentially. And that's a pretty basic, broad definition of community development.
Okay.
And I've always said that economic development is actually just one component of community development.